What up, dude bros? I'm Frank. This is another care package unboxing. My previous care packages have been from Worker, which is the brand. This care package is including some Worker parts, but it's from Nfstrike, or Nfstrike.com, an online shop where you can buy Nerf accessories, aftermarket parts, mod components, and everything that I'm about to unbox out of this thing. So be sure to check out Nfstrike.com to thank them for sponsoring this video. Hyperlink in the description box to their website, and I'll also try to link to all the different components that I'm about to unbox. So, let go. A few duplicate items up here on the top. These are clear 18-round stick mags and the same form factor as the Nerf brand ones, but these aren't made by Nerf. These are actually branded as Nfstrike. On the bottom there's their little logo right there, and it has this cool like cheetah pattern for texture. Clear 18-round stick mags are my personal favorite. Great balance of capacity and how easy it is to stack up on your body. I will stress test these to see how well the springs hold up because they aren't Nerf brand components, but all springs in these magazines eventually wear out. That's why I have to keep replacing my old ones from the 430 dart challenges and whatnot. Those springs are wearing out in those Nerf brand ones, so hopefully these will slowly replace them. But I can't give a firm opinion on the quality or the longevity of these springs and their feeding smoothness and all of that until I rigorously test them. Next, these boxes look similar. Don't know if they're all the same thing. These are what they call imbus sights, similar to the Magpul sights, but much, much cheaper. Really inexpensive flip-up sights, not suitable for like actual firearm usage. But for the Nerf purposes, it's kind of ridiculous to spend like $100 on that optic for the real Magpul ones, so these ones are far more affordable. And I have 3 sets right here. I have a number of cheap little airsoft sights on a lot of my modified blasters, but these are great for projects where I don't have an optic for. These all look the same. This is a Worker component here. Rail holders. These little guys slide into the side of a Strife in order to attach a tack rail to. It's part of the 3D printed kit. Worker sent me a bunch of those kits over the years, but I ran out of these little base units. So I believe that is like one item on the web store. So now it probably makes more sense if you remember this part. This goes into the Strife, and then these little rail things go on the sides. And that's more or less the attachment lug for the 3D printed part that goes on the outside of the Strife. So now I have 4 extras, so I'll have attachment lugs on more Strifes so I can switch kits around. Right now I think I have 2 or 3 kits that I don't have the attachment lug for, so I have to rotate it out when I want to use that kit. Yeah, that's what I would call a hashtag sponsored Nerfer problems when I have too many kits and I'm trying to rotate through everything. Next we have a few magazine covers. These are also by Worker or F10555 since they are 3D printed. And that's just an extended battery door with a little bit more depth there. With this I can set up my XT60 connector within a 2 or a 3-cell LiPo inside the stock Strife tray. Having that extra space there just makes it easier to wire it and to just kind of flop the wire right on top of the battery, shut the battery door, and keep going. You don't have to be sneaky with your wiring, it's a little bit faster. And I have 4, so I'll have enough for my next few mod projects that I have planned. And I feel like I'm playing Tetris here with all these components. These guys are next because I want to play with them, to be honest. These are Centurion magazines, but not by Nerf. These are aftermarket, like off-brand. So it looks just like a normal Centurion magazine, and I haven't tested this, so I can't give an opinion just like these. Hopefully they feed smoothly, because to my knowledge you can't find Centurion magazines separately, like the Nerf brand ones, and I don't want to buy a bunch of Centurions to have extra mags. This isn't something I said, hey, I need more Centurion magazines, but I saw these on Nfstrike.com, and I'm a little surprised that it's even like a thing, and I'm glad it is. So now I might be able to do a Centurion mod or a paint job or something to have, you know, a cool loadout for it. And they sent over 4 Centurion mags. Next up, extended motor covers. Also by F10555 or Worker. These go on top of a Strife. If you use 180 motors that require shell cutting, this is a cleaner way to cap that off. I've had to cut through the shell to fit bigger motors 2 or 3 times in the past, and this just looks a lot cleaner than trying to fill it like by hand. I think in the past I used a little polycarbonate block and then tried to like Bondo or body fill around it. That's gonna look a lot cleaner. And they sent over 2 of these. I was planning to glue it onto the shell, but I'm curious if these screws go into pre-existing screw holes. That would blow me away if it's set up that well, but I'll figure that out later. Next up, magazine stands, also made by F10555. This one's orange. This one is clear, translucent clear, not super clear. Like these are painted proper clear, like you can see through them. And then they have this diffused tiger stripe camo. Not tiger stripe, like cheetah camo. Now I won't be able to not see like that weird 60-year-old granny and cheetah print every time oh man. Once you see it, you can't unsee it, you know? But these are magazine stands, so they work, I know they work with the Worker mags. I don't know if they'll work with other brands. But when the magazine is in a blaster, it's a blaster stand. So you slide it in and then it holds up the blaster for display. If I'm shooting a video and I want to talk about it without holding it, or any other reason, you'd need to, you know, like have a blaster stand to make it stand. Yeah. Next, a few extended magazine releases, also by Worker. Again, this isn't a Worker care package, it's by Nfstrike. I just really dig Worker components. I don't think these are made by Worker. I know these aren't. These are Nfstrike branded. I'll link to everything, so the brand should be on that sales page. I don't remember the brand of these. But I started using these, and then once you go to the extended mag release, it feels weird to use a stripe without one, because this is a giant flappy paddle that you really can't miss. It makes reloading just a little bit simpler and a little bit quicker. That just replaces the factory one, and then they give you an extended spring, which fits the different sizing. Extended mag releases are one of those mods that don't help you shoot further, but they help you, still perform better, even though it's not a higher velocity or anything. Being able to swiftly and more rapidly reload is not only tactical, but it's also practical. But of course, I got it because it's tactical. Next, oh yeah, I'm excited to play with these. These are metal strife triggers by Worker. It has that cool pink, like the long shot kit I unboxed in the last Worker care package. It's not metal to be like reinforced like a metal catch to make sure the plastic doesn't break. Obviously a strife trigger is not going to break, but I think it looks cool because it's a thinner trigger instead of the block, and it's metal. Curious to try it. Nfstrike had it on the website, so picked it out. And they sent me 2 of them. These are obviously all for, planned projects I have all up in my head. Not sure when I'll be modifying them or uploading the videos. Next, something, I recently reviewed the Nerf grenade, and I already have a pretty long review on that, so I won't go too far into it, but it's a Nerf grenade. I actually have, I think this is my 6th or 7th now. I have quite a few, and that'll just be fun to just start chucking grenades all over the place. If you get enough of them, you can pretty much just use them as your primary and not use a blaster, right? If you remember this box from also a recent review, Anti-Personnel Mine, Claymore, and they sent 2. So yeah, whole bunch of grenades. Now I have 3 Claymores total. Talk about booby traps, bro. Yeah, and go Home Alone style, fortifying my house with Nerfy explosives. These parts don't look cool, so I'm gonna store them off camera, leave the Claymores on the table. Another magazine stand, which I just missed. So they sent 3, not 2. Whoops. Wrong again. They sent 4, not 2 or 3. This one, they also painted clear. Running out of table space. I think it's a good unboxing when I'm running out of table space, though. At least it feels good to unbox it. Okay, so this looks like a 3D printed parts kit. Bubble wrap within bubble wrap. I dig the security. Red Bull's kicking in, so my hands are shaking that I can't organize as well, then my OCD goes crazy. Doesn't that look pretty though, when it's all gridded out like that? I'm struggling with taking them apart, but I have to compliment whoever packed this because it's so very neatly wrapped. The precision in something like a minuscule detail like the wrapping paper. Oh, I was wondering about that. It comes already installed. That's pretty cool. Lots of little components that I totally do not want to lose. Okay, so what? Did I break it? Shoot. It doesn't look like I broke it. Okay, so what is this? This is a bullpup kit. It'll make a lot more sense when I complete the project, but it goes on the front of a strife. This attaches in a similar way to these barrel things. So yeah, it's in front of the strife, and then you attach a stock to the rear, so you're turning a strife into a bullpup. For cosmetic reasons, of course, a flywheel blaster wouldn't advantage from like a larger barrel. Other than the tactics department, I need to have the photos in front of me to know how to assemble. Perhaps tactical B-roll with the strife in the photo will make everything make more sense. So I'll have more information on that kit when I install it for a mod video in the future. I don't want to say too much on it until I really dig into it, install the product, and really see what the experience is like. But from the photos of the completed projects online, it looks super cool. So going back into the care package here, This is a stock made to resemble a UMP-45 stock, which will be cool for, hopefully, the barrels in there. And maybe that's the front barrel for this. This is also an F10555 3D printed parts kit. And there's the front end. It might not be a UMP front end, but it's like an SMG, maybe an MP5 front end. But it'll all make sense with the stock. And the little top plate looks like a rear sight. Now I definitely need more space or a bigger table. Okay, back into the box we go. So what we have here are two magazine holders, and these are hard shell plastic with these essentially rubber bands around the outside, clamping these two pieces of plastic together. And if this were like a real steel sizing, it'd be for like a 308 or a 7.62 size magazine. But they fit Nerf magazines really well, and they aren't cloth, so you can put them in and out pretty quick. If you've tried to shove Nerf mags into cloth magazine pouches, sometimes the cloth folds over and it can get kind of annoying, so plastic is nice and fast. And the retention is solid. I've used this form for Nerf before, so I know they work well, and this kit can be attached like on top of each other to stack, so you can have two mags in the same spot or side by side. And these are sold at least on Nfstrike.com with this little battle belt. And this is some pretty simple, just a single strip of PALS webbing, as you can see. You can attach it to the belt like this, pretty slim belt. I've used the thicker battle belts, but this one is more like a normal belt, but the PALS webbing prevents the things from sliding like that. So tactical gear, always cool, and two sets. And that's the exact same thing. Two belts, 4 mag carriers. Another 3D printed parts kit by F10555. Oh, righto. Took me a second to remember. Wow, that looks like a space gun. That looks cool. The design there, very, very cool. This is a pump action kit for, wait for it, the Helios, which is the upgraded Apollo, more or less. So this will go on the front. I've done 2 different pump action kits for the Apollo. One of them was by F10555, so hopefully this is a similar kit. It looks like it. Looks like it works like all the other kits that they do. So very excited to install that into the Helios. Back into the box we go. 3D printed, oh, I actually know what this one is. This is a 3D printed scope by F10555. They sent me over one with the Barrett 50 cal kit, but they also sent me 2 L96 kits without the scopes, and these scopes are just so cool that I asked Nfstrike to send me 2 more. So now I'll have 3 complete sniper kits. Of course, these scopes don't magnify or really aid in accuracy, but they look super cool. And the other one, yeah, these little dials do spin. It's not like you're actually calibrating your reticle or anything, but looks super cool. Hopefully, you can just look at that, and if you don't think it's cool, then you can just get out. I'm just kidding. But I think they look super cool, so I will install them on my planned sniper kits. Back into the box, almost done here. Okay, these are 2 slide-on rails that probably correspond with one of these kits. Not sure which ones. These are just worker rails. And these are all extended screws for the battery tray on a Strife. And they're thumb screws, so you don't need a screwdriver to quickly change out your battery. You can just grab it and, use your fingers. Because sometimes ain't nobody got time to go find a screwdriver. You just need to change your battery quick. So a few of those. Next, a clear stock by Worker. This is their adjustable stock, which I haven't actually used, I don't think. They're screws. Oh, an alternate. Oh, that's cool. So the little button here, this is an adjustable stock, like this. They have a very similar looking stock, and I have a few of those now, but this one is actually adjustable. I think I joked about being surprised that it wasn't really adjustable with these metal bars. This one is, so looks super cool. And this little, clear thing is an alternate button. This is the pink, like metal, like these triggers and like those upgraded long shot components in my last care package. So in the event that you didn't want the pink metal one, they also sent a clear plastic one. Super cool looking stock. 2 more things, but they are the same. Another worker kit. This is not 3D printed though, it's injection molded. Clear Strife Chris Vector kit. Very cool. I sold one of these on eBay. I painted the Strife blue and I left this part clear, and I just thought it was so cool, and I even mentioned it in that video that I wanted to redo the project and just duplicate it because it looked so cool. I was selling it, but I didn't want to get rid of it. So I'd like to replicate the project with this stock whoops, with a cool sharp blue and maybe lime green details in the strife paint job. So that's a project in the future. And I'm sure you've seen this Chris Vector kit. I've used a number of them, and they painted this one clear, so that's cool. And I really am out of space here, but my last product, like I mentioned, another one. So maybe I'll do 2 of them, I don't know. And the box is lay empty at last. That was a super fun unboxing, lots of really awesome components. Very excited to dive into these projects. The Bullpup Strife Kit, the UMP, or the SMG project, Pump Action Helios, 2 Strife projects, you know, tactical gear, 2 Claymores, now I have a bunch of these grenades. Centurion magazines, not sure when that project will be along, but it'll be cool to have extra mags. I'd like to leave 1 or 2 of these just completely loaded, just to see if I can wear out the spring, to see how it compares to a Nerf brand magazine, to see the smoothness. Overall fit and finish seems similar, but don't want to leave you with a firm opinion until I actually test them. Cool little iron sights for all the projects because I'm running out of optics. Stands for video stuff, you know, lots of cool stuff. I had a whole lot of fun unboxing everything for you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the presentation. Thank you very much to Nfstrike.com. I know a lot of these components are made by Worker, but I want to be clear, Worker's like a brand, sort of like Nerf. And Nfstrike.com is kind of like the Target. So you go to Target to buy the Nerf. You can go to Nfstrike.com to buy components made by Worker and other aftermarket companies. Not sure if they sell actual Nerf blasters, but you can buy those at Target, of course. You can't buy any of this stuff at Target, to my knowledge. So link in the description box below to Nfstrike.com, and I'll try to list all of the products featured here in case you want to jump straight to that webpage to find what items I've just unboxed. I had lots of fun. Hopefully you guys did too. That concludes this care package, or, you know, haul, unboxing, whatever. Thanks so much for watching, bros, and as always, stay tactical.